Hello, everyone. We are back with the Open Hearth. We are playing Midnight of the Century by Colin LeSueur. Apparently killing both their characters isn't enough to keep these players away. um, my name is Dana. My pronouns are he, him. I am running the game. Let's get a quick intro from our players, and then maybe we'll dive in a little bit deeper into the characters after that. I guess left to right, character keeper order. You're muted, Matt.
Hello, I'm Mads, they, them pronouns, and I've appeared on a few of Donna's things before, and he's appeared on a few of mine, and I really like playing TTRPGs, and last run with Midnight of the Century was a ride, and I enjoyed myself a lot thoroughly, and despite how tragic it was. So we're gonna give it another shot and see how it goes. So looking forward to this.
I'm Lowell, pronouns he, him. I'm the community manager for the Open Hearth gaming community. I love mystery stuff. I enjoyed the absolute travesty that was our ending of that and tragedy as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how long we can make these characters survive in a longer running game.
I guess you've learned your lesson now, right?
Well, I don't know,
Or
but
not.
Have the dice learned their lesson?
it's always the dice. Come on now.
Having gotten
uh,
Snake Eyes in the final moment of our Band of Blades game last week,
okay. Yeah.
I'm ready for just it to go totally wrong.
Uh, you know,
Pear shape seems to be the shape that
pear
we're in.
shaped. Yeah. So let's dive a little bit into these new characters. Um, I guess let's get a general impression of them and then maybe find out a little bit more about their relationship to Oroboro, how they find themselves in this kind of a situation. So yeah, let's start again with you, Matt. Talk to us about the Damned.
Okay, so apparently the damned is a ghost. So, um, someone that was killed and has been able to come back and inhabit a body to be able to just, interact with the world as it is. And there's a few skills that allow them to do some ghostly things. But essentially, can I get into the whole psych profile thing?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Okay, so how did I die? I died because I was stabbed in the back by a fallen in the form of my partner, and if you remember from the previous playthrough, yeah, that was pretty likely considering what had happened. So I think mayhem was loosed upon the world, and it's not a surprise that this the my poor character had fallen to someone who was essentially possessed. In fact, what's interesting is the fact that I seem to be inhabiting the corpse of a uniformed cop. So this might be somebody that was also in the line of duty, and might be somebody that I don't know, but is in the similar line of work. What was the biggest regret? I think because of an injury. Because of a previous injury in the line of duty, I had to, excuse me, I had to be stuck working an office job, and I did that for 10 years before I got stabbed. And then what did I see on the other side? I mean, I think the reason why I didn't go onward was because there wasn't a promise there. Don't think I don't think my character Hennessy is particularly religious. I think, you know, like hearing the stories, hearing some of the legends and myths or whatever doesn't prepare you for what you end up seeing. And what he saw was just distant light in the endless dark, and that was not enough promise to go further in and check it out. I think he turned back and said, "You know what? Better the shit you know than the shit you don't." And he wanted to come back and see what else he could do here on this shit show called Earth, I guess. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. Hennessy is he, him, with a rugged physique, drawn face, weathered skin, distant eyes, and wavy hair. Speaks in a gravelly manner, honorable yet stubborn. And will generally, once out of uniform, will wear like country clothing, like, just like worn jeans, like a beat up flannel shirt and like some boots. Like seems to appears to be like around 45. So
Okay. I think I've got a couple of follow-up questions.
mhm, mhm.
Um, what do we think? Hennessy was also a cop, right? Before his demise. Is that how I
Yeah,
interpreted that? Yeah.
yeah. I think they're all in like the same kind of, again, line of work. I mean, like, it's like it's all in the brotherhood, right, kind of thing, right? Um, uh, Even though I know ACAB. Anyway, yeah, I think they were all pretty much like, in the same place, and I think maybe like some cross city checks. I think they were looking into a particular case, and since Hennessy couldn't do as much, like, had to be stuck doing like, some of the background research and everything, because theirs was a smaller town, not high city or anything like that. So everything comes down to, the cops on the ground and stuff. So I think, he was stuck at the office trying to do research on the one case, which probably led from previous case of some mysterious deaths in the other place. And I was getting close, and I think a fallen had taken over his partner, and he wasn't going to suspect anything of his partner. And there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so do you think, like when you take over this body of this other uniform cop, is
Mhm.
that like at the scene of the crime later? Was there a reason you picked him, or was that,
I think it was
just
drawn. I think it's like I get drawn to like symbols and icons, that you recognize. I think the badge is one of the things that drew him back, and it was where the distant light was like not really a promise enough, but I mean, like, this vessel, this corpse, like, was like a place to house and like lay low while he decided to try to, you know come back and help and research what had happened. I think he's probably going to like also look into what caused his death as well. But yeah, I mean, I think the draw was the badge, so something that he recognized, and somebody that unfortunately was at a scene of a crime that, you know, passed. So the spirit, of course, of this person like went away, and you know, everybody else thought, oh, we didn't think you were going to make it. He didn't, but yeah, Hennessy's in there.
okay? Um, so I guess here's an awkward one. Maybe maybe you have some ideas on this. What about this other cop's home life? Have you slotted into that? Is there a home life?
I think what's sad is like I don't think this this particular cop had um like anyone. like was very like a loner type, and like didn't have anybody to really, you know, be there for, checking on them in the hospital or anything like that. So I mean, I think what ended up happening was it's like Hennessy took over and like just became this person and found out that he didn't have anybody. And so, like, when we get into the whole Bond thing, I think this is actually Hennessy's best friend that, like, is more of a, like, not a cop at all. And so, therefore, it's like, maybe somebody he hasn't seen in, like, one of those friends that, like, your best buds, your best friends, but you just pick up where you left off, even though you haven't seen them in years or something like that. And I think it's that kind of case where, this person probably would know Hennessy if Hennessy was there and, was surprised to see this other cop there trying to talk to him. And then Hennessy talked through this other cop's body. Yeah.
Uh, awesome. Um, Lowell, do you have any questions for Matt about Hennessy?
Uh, uh, what about this new Hennessy body? How is he interacting with his family slash loved ones?
Again, I think he didn't have anyone. Like, that's why it was also easy to slot in, is
Okay.
because nobody checked on him. I mean, like, he was all about the job and that was it, and like didn't have anybody to reach out to. I mean, like, I guess he was
So a loner went into a loner kind of thing.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think when Hennessy went into his home, I think I think he didn't really find anything. I mean, like, it was like the guy had been in the military or had like not really done anything else besides like job, career, whatever, and then like had no pictures of anyone or any contacts or anything of anybody, not even family. So
Cool.
maybe he even like saw like something of a death certificate for like a parent or something like that, like in the last few years. But I mean, aside from that, I mean, no contact with anybody else, which leaves Donna to be able to bring in somebody as a surprise later on
Uh,
if he so chooses. Okay, it's fine.
I would
It's all
never
good.
do anything like that, would I?
mm,
Right.
Um, okay. Yeah, sounds good. Lowell, how about your journalist?
my character's name is Jackson Crick, and uh, he kind of intense looking. I like the role. The speaks in a cryptic manner. I have to figure out how to lean into that. I also like the honorable but cruel, which I also have to figure out how that's going to play out. Uh,
Oh, that's
but
interesting because it's like I picked honorable but stubborn.
yeah,
Should be great.
yeah. Uh, I've got the psych profile. Uh, was a crime writer as a journalist. Uh, uh, he had led to be a journalist. Ran my high school newspaper for 3 years, so kind of came to it early. That would have been late. Let's see, 33. So would have been in the uh, 2000s before journalism got the reputation that it did. Oh no, actually we're in the 90s, so
We're
earlier
in
than
like the
that.
mid
So
90s,
so
yeah.
I would so I'm still the kind of person who would have watched All the President's Men and been inspired to be a journalist kind of thing. Uh the story I'm known for is I revealed the real identity of the V-Town butcher. So there, in that classic true crime thing, I tracked down and revealed a a killer who was operating in the Seattle slash Vancouver or whatever area we're in. I think. Uh, and do you want us to talk about our bonds or want us to wait on that?
Um, yeah, I think there's no harm in talking about your bonds.
For connection, I have a literary aunt. I'm picturing an aunt who is so like a cross between Mary Higgins Clark and Stephen King, like a writer of mid upper mid list uh crime thriller slash horror novels who has been operating for years, has her own little place here in the same city, a manual typewriter, 2 pack a day habit, that kind of thing. Uh, for Haven, uh, it was museum, and I kind of looked, and if we're in Seattle, I chose the Chihuly Glass Museum, which is really nice. It's associated with the Chihuly glass blowing group and institute there, and I kind of like the idea that if we're not to fridge someone, but like I imagine I had a fiance who was killed by the VTAM butcher, who was a glassblower at the museum. That kind of pushed me to do that VTAM butcher story as my last big story and reveal and all of that. And I go to the museum to kind of be reminded of that. Uh, and I took an SUV. That's what I rolled, so I went with that.
Okay. Um, what do you think happened to the V10 Butcher after you revealed their identity? You know,
I think so. I have in my head that it turns out that they were a federal parole officer, and I think that they kind of got disappeared into the system. Like they are like awaiting trial is what I keep hearing, but I think there's all this kind of red tape and things, and it's not clear where they are, reports about it, like uh, supposedly that trial's going forward, but there's still more investigations to be done. Uh, but there's some indications that he was using and abusing elements of his office, and there are people that don't want that to get out there, so he's not out, but they're not going to talk about it.
okay. Um, do you think maybe this is like the first time you come to the attention of the Oroboro group?
Oh yeah, I think I get through that. I think I'm disgusted with how it all ends out. I think uh you know when the paper I'm working for says, okay, that's enough of this. We're getting pushback and legal pushback, and I quit. And I think, the moment I'm walking out of the newspaper building with my box of papers is when I'm contacted by Oroboro.
Okay, excellent. Um, do you do you think you had like a some kind of inside source or like, inside man, deep throat, whatever we wanna call it, that pointed you at the V10 Butcher, or do you think that was like all this kind of burning desire for justice?
I like to imagine. So this is we're in the late 90s, and it is what's happening in the late 90s is it's the first advent of data-driven journalism where they're able to use computers to analyze stats and numbers and things like that in a really significant way. And I think that what it was is I had someone who, was a data analyst, maybe with the federal offices, and they like working together with them, I was able to put the pieces together, get pointed at certain things and see a pattern in a way we couldn't before.
Okay. And do you think this contact is like a friend, or have they been like blacklisted or, sent to Anchorage or
I no, I imagine they're still there, but I also imagine that if I try to go to talk to them, they're like, no, get the fuck out of my office.
yeah. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, that sounds great. Um, Speaking of how you get in contact with Oroboro, Mads, how about Hennessy? Like, do you think he had been aware of Oroboro before his death? Do you think the connection with Oroboro is actually through his, host body? What do you think?
Hmm. There's so many different possibilities to this, and I want to say, I think. Okay, how about this? I think soon after Hennessy makes it into, and I named the guy, I named the uniform cop. Soon after Hennessy makes it into Tom Revis's body and makes it into Revis's home and sees nothing. Like the only thing he actually spots is is Revis's mother's death certificate to, inform that he got no one. All right. I think the only other thing he found was a business card for Oroboro.
Okay.
Like, like, not sure if it was left for um, Tom Revis or if it happened to be left there for Hennessy.
Yeah, yeah,
Not clear.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is one of the questions. I don't know. I would say let's find out, but do Oroboro know, right? Yeah. Okay.
Right. Exactly. I mean, like, because he could just as easily come up to them and, maybe like Revis has come off of the force after, after having sustaining such a injury that he barely came back from. And so
Hmm.
therefore he's retired now. And Hennessy has assumed his name, like he's not on the run, but you know what I mean? Like kind of like on the road and, you know, uh, made his way here and is just known as Hennessy and wearing what he wears. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That all sounds great. Any any questions for Lowell about Jackson, Matt?
so for Jackson, I mean, are we establishing that they have worked together or they will be working together for the first time on this, like Jackson and Hennessy, or
Um,
Wait,
yeah, I'm
what is,
happy to leave that open. Yeah.
okay.
oh, I think it should be first time. I think this is, the first episode of a new series.
Okay. Yes. True. True. Okay.
This is the. Are you saying this is the repilot?
Oh no.
The idea that each season a new,
Well, I mean, it's like True Detectives, right? I mean, you
yeah,
kind of get introduced to these characters, and it's kind of like you find out how they work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, right, right. Let me see.
the movie of the week did well enough that they picked it up to series.
Exactly, exactly, right? The miniseries like had some good numbers. That's what happened. So, um, do you think? I'm trying to think. It's like, cause like, what's do they know about? Does Oroboro know about? Like, I'm sorry if I missed it. Does Oroboro know about Jackson's past with, you know, his fiance,
Oh
his
yeah, I
girl?
think that's
Okay,
all out in the open. I think he is
and
very much an open book on all of that
okay, so
tragedy and stuff.
he has not like hid it or anything like that. That's a big base on
Right.
why he is the way he is. Okay, gotcha. But aside from the V Town connection, Was there anything in particular that they saw in your story, in your writing, that gave them the idea that this you would be open to what Oroboro does?
I think in part the fact that I was approaching things in new ways,
Okay,
you know, data driven, different kind of analysis, that kind of thing.
gotcha.
Uh, really looking at it uh, in a very different way than sort of classic hit the pavement journalism.
Okay, yeah. This will be interesting because I think between your profiler then and then your journalist now, it's kind of like, okay, we got the grounded one, and then we got like my characters who are like, oh boy. So this will be
Sounds
fun.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, do we have anything else that is worth digging up? I mean, yeah, we've got a space for the side characters, which I will fill in as the mystery, the first mystery determines. But again, if you want to put in anyone uh, close to your character, I wonder if it's an opportunity to work in like previous NPCs, including um, the Acosta's old friend. If we ever end up back in university,
Hmm.
whatever
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But I guess uh, whatever strikes us.
Question.
Yep.
So I wrote down that Hennessy's bond is again the best friend. Sorry, I got to come up with the last name. But the best friend Cal is a black writer who knew Hennessy from college.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if, like, and it doesn't have to be mentioned obviously in the first episode. I'm perfectly happy with this. I mean, like, if you want to have a convenient connection, rather loosely, to Oroboro later,
Mhm.
that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Cal is just this cool that it's like someone shows up and says they're his best friend, and like, okay, or maybe he knows, right? That
Well,
this kind
right,
of,
right, right. I
yeah,
mean, like, for like, coming out of the blue, like, and then like, not even being presented with the person who said, he is who he
yeah,
is,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like, what the hell, what the hell, man? Right. So,
Okay.
yeah, come
So,
up with a last name for Cal.
yeah. Um, yeah. So I know we're approaching the top of the hour. Uh, Maybe we should just take our first break here, and then we'll come back and dive into our mystery.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
We say 10
Yeah.
or okay, we are back. So in this investigation, we are dragging you a bit further afield than usual. So you'll be crossing the border to Vancouver in December 1995. Um, I think perhaps because it's December, people are traveling, and maybe there's some placement being set up so that a couple of lucky people are covering these kind of calls. Um, so yeah, you get your pagers go off, and you get the customary 2000, and you should call the prearranged phone number. Um, a woman answers. You don't recognize her voice, but she is, I don't know, from this neck of the woods, but probably a little bit more Canadian than you're used to. Um, she says she'll be your case handler for this. Um, and she asks you, so it's like early the morning of the 21st. Um, And so I guess the question is, can you drive up from Seattle to Vancouver, you know, which Google Maps tells me is, 3 hours. So maybe it's not too inaccurate given, 30 years distance.
Yep. That means finding my Rand McNally maps, looking up a route, calculating that on the thing, and
Yeah.
yeah, I can be up there. Um, when I get close, I'll see if I can, you know, call you and get better directions when we get close.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, and
Should
I,
I? Should we? I guess the next question is, should we bring anything special? What are we overnighting? What is
based on my experience, you will be overnighting, but we will pay your expenses.
okay?
Drop into the office, and she gives you an address in like downtown Vancouver. Do you think Hennessy has any other questions?
um, I haven't been to Vancouver, so excuse me for asking. Do we imagine this is in the city, or are we going to be going off road?
Well, the body was dumped in the city, but I wouldn't bet against off-roading. You know,
Sounds like I need some supplies. So,
I mean there are stores in Canada, Hennessy. So
I won't get much. I won't take much here, but I'll just keep a list that I need up there.
okay. Well, I'll be here, um, and I can brief you. I'll probably have some additional details by then.
All right. And what kind of car does Jackson have? Because Hennessy has a pickup truck. Okay.
I have an SUV. If they tell us that there's another person going, I'll say I can grab them up if they want. Who is going?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not unreasonable that she, you know, uh, puts you in contact with each other, just so you can have an awkward 3 hours to get to know each other.
He's the
Um,
cop, right? The
Yeah.
ex-cop,
yeah,
I
Yeah.
yeah.
say
Ex-cop.
on the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't met him, though. I kind of pause. I hear he's a little off-putting, is what I heard, and I say to her.
Well, all I've heard, given that I'm not in your usual bailiwick, is that does not play well with his peers. You might say that's a good thing.
We'll find out. Okay. All right. Yeah, give me their number and I'll call them up.
Okay.
Then I'll dial up Hennessy.
Yeah.
Hennessy, this is Jackson Crick. I'm about to head up. I understand you're heading to. I've got an SUV. Do you want me to grab you up?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Let me grab some of my stuff to take with us, and then I got a list for when we get up there.
Okay.
So
I'll be by in about 30.
great. And then Hennessy puts the phone down and looks at a duffel bag that well weathered and looks like what do they call them? It's I
Is
can't
this
even
his
remember what
go bag?
go bag. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, some
Um,
stuff.
and does Hennessy give his actual address or say, pick me up at Dory's Diner, or what do you think?
I think he's probably going to have Jackson pick him up at Dory's. This way it's like, it'll be like just in case like Jackson wants to, have something for the road, and then like, they can just, it'll be less weird because I mean, again, Hennessy keeps to himself because doesn't want anybody really like, digging into, oh, why did you come of the force? And it's like,
Uh,
why, if anybody like actually remembers or knows like, Tom Revis, it's like, aren't you Tom Revis? No. So,
Um, yeah. So, do you think there's something like immediately when you lay eyes on each other, in the parking lot of this diner, like, what does Hennessy notice um, about Jackson and vice versa? Even before you start talking.
I mean, I think one of the things that Hennessy would have said was, it's like, I'll be outside of Dory's diner. I'm the guy with the duffel bag. And, I think that's one of the things that Jackson will see first is like, the posture that Hennessy has. He's got the duffel bag like right by his feet. But I mean, like, while it looks kind of relaxed, his back is to the wall. So he can see like all around, like, peripherally as well as like in front of him and in front of the diner. So there's like this watchfulness that he has, and the eyes are not looking at anybody, straight. It's just like even when he's looking at you, he's looking through you, like distantly. So, I mean, that's, and like you see like a scruffy fellow with like drawn features, like kind of like wavy short hair, and like he's wearing a leather jacket over like a flannel shirt, and uh, worn jeans, and some like work boots, ready to go. Comfortable for a drive.
and I think I kind of watch you as you get in, and I will say, have we met before? You look really familiar.
I don't think so.
You weren't
Are,
on the V-Town Butcher? I could have sworn. Nah, probably nothing.
yeah, no, I wasn't.
What do you think Hennessy notices about Jackson eyes first laid on him?
I think that Jackson is a lot more relaxed. Like he's still aware and observant, but he plays it much more casual. Uh, you know, he has a lot of tattoos and stuff. He clearly very much from the Seattle, Portland 90s scene. I think is of the age that he's just aging out of the grunge scene at that point. Uh, and he will point to the tape deck and a box of tapes and say, "Your co-pilot, you pick the tunes."
Oh, wow, that's something. Usually it's the driver that says, "My radio, my rules." I'm surprised.
Nah, we got 3 hours.
All right. What kind of tapes does what kind of tapes does
Oh,
Jackson have?
I think it is like Seattle underground
Okay.
scene and Red Hot Chili Peppers and
I
yeah,
think
all of that.
I think I mean Hennessy might be like, like at least knowledgeable, but being, I guess,
Yeah.
12 years older than
Yeah.
you,
Soundgarden, Nirvana,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like kind of like that's quite a collection there. Um, got anything that's not quite so rousing at first. I mean,
Yeah, and I think I'll dig out and hand you a Tori Amos. Uh
yeah, yeah. Just like to start off like,
yeah,
really
no, she's
mellow.
pretty cool. That or there's Liz Phair's in there and she's Exxon Guyville that can do that.
And he just kind of like, shrugs and just like kind of pops in the Tori Amos
Not
tape
a
for
not a
start.
big music person.
Not really. I just
Fair,
kind of
fair enough.
sit with nature and my thoughts, kind of.
Fair enough. If it gets too much, you can turn on the radio and we'll put on NPR.
And he just kind of gives you this slow look, like NPR.
Yeah, Terry
Okay.
Grossby. I know. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, uh,
Anything that isn't Christmas music, that's all I ask.
oh yeah, no. I mean, like, and this you can totally agree with each other, being like, hell no. It's like
Hell no.
not even on the day. What the hell? And he'll just be like, he'll start asking you questions. It's like, so, what brought you to Oroboro?
Uh I quit my last job and they picked me up pretty much right after that. Uh so yeah, stumbled into that. You?
And Hennessy will kind of like sit back in your front seat and kind of like slowly nod. Yeah, same.
But you had left the force when they got you, right?
Yeah, I got injured, very injured in the line of duty, and they thought I would be best out to pasture, I guess, since I'd gotten injured before. Uh, so, but that doesn't mean I'm completely out down for the count, you know?
No, you don't seem it. You seem a little high strung.
I watch. I watch a lot.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Yeah.
I think it's real quiet for a while.
Yeah. And then, like, just to make sure that it's like, he's not trying to be, like, weird about it. Like, he'll look out the window and, like, nod at you.
So, you got 3+ hours. Presumably, there's like a pit stop along the way, but how this seems like a relationship that might open up over time, but maybe not initially, right? What do we think it looks like?
Hmm. I mean, like, I think it's funny that we both picked honorable, but something else. Uh,
I think
um,
it's for me, it's a lot of black coffee and cigarettes on the drive up.
oh,
Um,
wow. Yeah.
oh,
I mean, like, like Hennessy will join you on that black coffee bit. I mean, like, but won't smoke because, wants to keep himself in fighting trim kind of thing, and just will ask you to, like, put your smoke or your butts out the window and stuff.
sure.
Yeah.
Fair.
It's like all I need is caffeine at this point. You ever wonder why they took you on? And he's not looking at you at this point. He's just looking out the window.
No. I know why they took me on.
Hmm.
A lot of weird shit in my background, a lot of weird stuff. And I understand they just kind of take people who are a little bit off.
All you hear is him chuckle. He's just like kind of keeping his head down and chuckling. Yeah, they like the weirdos, all right.
I'm just kind of little notes to myself in my head, trying to observe, figure out what this guy's deal is,
Right,
leaving that for later.
right. And I mean, I think Hennessy will like he'll make some kind of like hand motions. Like you won't necessarily notice it until like you're like really way out on the road because there's plenty of time and stuff. But like, you'll notice like the hand motions that he's making is is like very methodical,
Hmm.
like as if he's loading and unloading a gun, or like, like doing like some kind of like knife work or something like that with his hands, but there's no weapon in his hands. It's like he's just practice movement.
Does it look like he's conscious of it?
Not really. I mean, like he's just kind of like he's just like looking out the windshield, or he's looking out the side window, like watching the scenery go by, and like his foot, his one foot is propped up like on the side, like side runner or whatever, and then like his hands are kind of like resting in his lap, but then like they kind of lift on their own, and they're doing this thing, like they're doing the like knocking, cleaning, or like checking the gun or whatever, and like loading it, and then or maybe like the hand motions of like flicking a knife or whatever, and just yeah, as if he's ready to do something, but like there's nothing in his hands. So
I think he's thinking about having conversations with his aunt about researches into psychotics and like physical tics and OCD habits and things like that. And he's like,
right.
oh, buddy,
Oh,
this is
buddy.
gonna be good.
Oh, fodder for Auntie.
Jesus.
Love it.
All
Okay.
right. I will say, I assume you're not packing.
And like again, the slow turn of his head towards you when you say that, when you ask that. What makes you assume that?
Because we're about to cross the Canadian border.
It ain't obvious. And just gives you this dead look, like.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, we'll drive up to Vancouver. It'll
yeah,
get a mix of uncomfortable and then more coffee.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, cause it again, it's like it's not going to declare it, but I mean, like, he feels as if like he was told by Oroboro that he will get stuff up there, but it's it's like he always wants to have a certain piece like nearby, like, and then maybe in pieces, is that like how I'm going to term it. It's like he's not packing like like where it's ready to go. It's more like it's in pieces where he's going to put the thing together once you know once they're settled. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Okay. So let's just fast forward to you arriving at the Oroboro office. Um, I mean, office is probably an overstatement, right? It's a quite a small, like maybe there's three desks in here, one of whom is occupied by your contact. Her name is Susan McLeod. She's like late 30s, uh, dressed in kind of a bit of a yuppie vibe. Um, um, yeah, and she is, I don't know, working her way through a pot of coffee, which she refills for you. Um, Gets it rebrewing again with some fresh stuff for you. Um, you ready?
Maybe you could give us like the real basics on why we're here, since I don't think I certainly didn't ask. I
Yeah,
just did what I was
yeah,
told.
sure. Well, we have the local police have pointed us at this crime. There's definitely, let's say, cult pointers on it. Um, I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, they took one look at the body or what's left of it, rather, and call does. So I guess we're gonna do the usual, help them out, see if we can't track down the perpetrator. Um, if needs be, the group can help if it turns into an extended case. But otherwise, I think, I guess we'd expect that you can probably take care of it.
Did
Um,
they reach out to Oroboro directly, or you saw
I mean,
something that made it look like an Oroboro case?
well, the let's say the iconography um, is outside of their um, capacity.
Got it.
Well, let's head to take a look. So I just wanted to do the basics going in. Don't need to color our
Yeah, yeah.
perceptions.
Yeah.
You guys had breakfast?
Uh,
Coffee.
yeah.
Good. You can get breakfast afterwards. This is a little bit gory. Yeah. So she like drops a folder of photos and some notes, and like brings you through it. So the body was dumped in an alleyway down in downtown East Side late last night or early this morning. Uh, no ID yet. Um, so a Jane Doe found by hotel staff, a rundown hotel, just to make things more difficult. Um, Weather, as you'll notice here, is even worse than Seattle. So rain has pretty much destroyed most of the dump site evidence. We have some photos, early crime scene photos, but people are probably your best bet. They might talk to you. They won't talk to cops.
Hennessy just like lifts his head and like he smiles at that. Mm.
Human nature doesn't change. Now, as you can see from the photos, not much of the body was actually recovered or dumped. I'm not sure which. And like looking at that, those carvings, well, the cultural spread from that is pretty wide. I think. I mean, I'm not going to make a call, but it looks pretty messy to me. Initial talk with the coroner said no prints, wasn't killed in the area, but who knows, what you might find. Some detritus from the forest floor. Um, doesn't really narrow it down out here. I would say, if you find some missing persons, you might uncover some good routes to an answer there. I'll be here. Find a payphone, call me if you need to talk. Otherwise, I'll page you and call me and I'll fill you in. I'm expecting the autopsy this evening, but you never know.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Can we, when the autopsy comes in, can we talk to the coroner at that point? Will they let us do that?
Yeah, I don't see why that's. What I can do is I'll page you. I mean, actually, like I think she reaches over and ruffles through a one of those Rolodexes,
Mm-hmm.
goes and finds the business card of the coroner. I'll page you when he has the results, and she
Okay.
gives you the card, and just go
Okay.
direct there. I'll tell him to expect you.
Do I?
Uh,
And then like he kind of gives her a look and says, "Do I stock up here or elsewhere?"
um, so when you said you need to pick up some things. Like, what did you mean exactly?
Directly, ammo. More, well, protection.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to advise the police. I don't think we're going to get into any gunfights. At least, in my experience, when people like us get into fights, it ends badly.
And like Hennessy will look down and then look up and say, "Okay, I
I'm
might be
just
back."
watching this go down.
Yeah, I mean, like like thinking, like you can see the calculation in his head, and like he's not gonna be willing to let this go because he says, "All right, but I might be back." And like he'll tap the one photo and say, "Anyone that can do that, I want to make sure that I can protect not only myself, but anyone that's going up against them." And then he'll lean back and say, "Come on, Jackson. See if we can get some food."
All right. Uh, so we've got a couple of big parks in Vancouver. Largest, if we're talking forest floor, it's probably going to be around those areas. Uh, do we have a, f you said parts of this woman were left there. Do we have a face?
Um, no, I mean, I'm looking at the photos and I'm struggling to find anything above the chest.
Okay. Uh, Approximate age? Okay. We'll wait till the governor. Well, I, I, I I think we'll begin by checking the area and seeing if there's any witnesses spotting around in the area. We'll worry about figuring out who they are once we know more from the coroner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean, I'd go younger than me, but I know that's not much help.
We'll go and check that out, and then
Who
the
found the
coroner.
body?
Hotel staff.
All of them, or just one person?
If you head to the hotel, uh, the crime, the notes just say busboy by the name of Jeffrey.
Okay.
It's
All right.
crossed out because they spelt it wrong, apparently.
How this?
I'll grab myself. Let's just head on over, and we can ask on this on the scene
All
and
right.
see.
Yeah. And like he'll kind of frown and just like, yeah. All right, let's go. Let's talk to the kid first.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Um,
we'll drive on over.
mhm.
I mean, like
um,
as you're driving on over, though. I mean, like Hennessy will like look up and like realize it's like, sorry, on a case. Did you did you need food? And I mean, like we could
I'm
stop off.
good. I'm good, buddy. Well, let's just get going here.
Okay, just making sure. I know sometimes I get I get the bloodhound instinct, and then I just want to work. You know.
so yeah, and so you're going to downtown East Side, which is kind of the northern end of the city. Um, Near enough the river on the north end. And yeah, this is, I guess, an older part of the city. The buildings are quite closely packed. It's kind of cramped, claustrophobic. Um, on this kind of back alleyway where the body was found, there's fresh graffiti, old posters, flyers, grime. I mean, to be honest, this could be an alleyway anywhere. Um, but the hotel is the Hotel Imperial, built in a grand style in 1912.
Hmm.
Better times. Um, there is a mess of dumpsters, empty cans, garbage, crime scene tape. There's a couple of cops on the scene keeping people out of the area, but it's not doing much to preserve the crime scene for you.
We'll park all glad hand, introduce ourselves to cops, told to go around and then kind of foist Hennessy off on them because I know Hennessy wants to talk to the like hotel people.
Hmm.
And he seems like the guy who can get along with cops. And I will drift around these blocks to just see if anybody has seen anything that maybe they wouldn't have said out loud so far.
Mm-hmm. Um, so yeah, let's start with the cops. Their main priority is trying to keep their nether regions as dry as possible. They are like hunched over. They've got their kind of rain coverings on their peaked caps. They look miserable.
Uh,
It's like mid-December and there's like slush, snow. You can see maybe where the body was. That snow is pink. Um, but there's no trail. It's just in that one spot. And I think it's probably slowly spreading out, right? The weather is driving down. It's like by tomorrow or the day after, there'll be no sign of it. And one of the um, uh, uh, yeah, one of the cops who has like a corporal stripes on his shoulder um, thinks it's his job to tell you whatever he knows or whatever that'll make you go away and leave them in peace. I don't know. His name is O'Toole. Hey, you're here from Oroboro, right?
Yeah, yeah. And Hennessy actually looks a little bit sheepish about this. It's like, I get it. It's like it seems like yet another, you know, bureaucratic piece of crap. I used to be with, and then like he'll spatter off the name of the PD department he was with. Um, but he'll mention like very softly that he's Revis because he looks like Revis, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, like in Hugh was with da da da, and yeah, he's helping them out. He's helping out Oroboro with this.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about the person who
Look,
discovered?
this girl. What's her name? Susan was here earlier. Like, she was taking photos. Like, I don't know. If there's anything you're gonna get from us that's not in the file. Like, some kid throws out the trash, sees the body, fucking pukes his ring. Uh, what am I gonna say? Like, it was kind of fucked up, right? Like, uh, like the the girl is still wearing her underwear. Like one of her sneakers is like just fucking. I don't know why that seems stranger than like half her body being missing, but it kind of does.
What kind of sneakers?
what do you say? And he like nudges the guy beside him. Um, Chuck Taylor's. Chuck Taylor's.
Ah,
The other guy
Okay.
says.
and only one of them.
Yeah.
I'll kind of leave Hennessy to it, and I'm going to wander off around the area to start kind of canvassing the neighborhood.
Is
Um.
is the kid still here? Is the busboy still here?
Uh. I mean, maybe. I don't know what his shift is like. From what I remember, the detective asked him a bunch of questions. Said something like complete waste of fucking time. That might have been what he said.
Talking to
Um,
him. Hmm.
yeah, well, he didn't see anything we didn't see. You know how it is.
Yeah. I just I just want to see him. Just want to make sure he's okay. That's really fucked up shit to look at and see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So at the very least, Hennessy's gonna look for the busboy, and even if he doesn't get to talk to the busboy, he wants to look at him because maybe he wants to try some discorporation.
Okay. Jackson, you're kind of walking around the block, and I think maybe what you see is, on maybe all the way around to the other side of the alleyway, you find this older woman, like maybe, well, probably looks older than she is. She's homeless, um, uh, sitting nursing like a polystyrene cup of coffee. Um, short, graying hair. Um, yeah, looks kind of miserable, but also like she's used to it. Um, like well worn but kind of sensible winter clothes. Has an umbrella. Um, and like I think when you see her, she's looking away from you. She's probably looking down at Hennessy, talk to the cops, or after Hennessy has left the cops, probably. Um,
I'll I'll kind of, make my presence known, and say, yeah, you got a sec?
um, I think she fishes out an empty cup, and proffers it up. Um,
I'll
Got a spare dollar?
Yeah, I'll drop a couple dollars in the cup and offer her a smoke.
And yeah, she lights up, or no, she discreetly disappears it into an inside
Yeah.
pocket, right? Um, and I think maybe like she kind of wipes off the step next to her, and moves the umbrella so you can sit down under it.
I'll sit and I'll say, uh, so some bad shit went down yesterday. I know you already know that. Somebody got killed and dumped in the alley there. Um, did you hear, see anything like
Oh,
in the area around here that would have been out of the ordinary? You must know the layout around here.
yeah. Um, well, I guess this guy showed up. Um, I mean, I didn't see his face. I didn't even see the car. He must have backed it in and been hidden by a dumpster. But he looked tall, like
Hmm.
well fed. I mean, not like overweight, but you know, kind of, yeah, well dressed, like good clothes.
Good clothes. Interesting.
Um, anyway, yeah, he just
So
like,
so a little out of place.
yeah, like maybe 50 years ago he would have fit in, but not no more. Um, the kind of guy who'd show up and splash cash at like at a restaurant or something like that. Um, anyway, dumped the body, I guess. I didn't realize that was what it was. But yeah, like it was in a bag or, like a gym bag or something like that, maybe.
Hmm.
Just dumped her out of that onto the snow and then just like walked away like he fucking owned the place.
And I kind of pause and I fish that pack of cigarettes out from my thing and I kind of hand her the whole pack this time. And I say, you said her, so you went over and took a look, right?
Yeah, well, it could have been something.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But she opens the pack and obviously is counting, right? Um, before it closes and it disappears into a pocket, and she fishes out this kind of rumpled receipt. He dropped this though.
Can I look? Do you mind?
Yeah, yeah, and she just like presses it into your hand or like holds it up for you to grab. Um, it's a receipt from a coffee shop near the campus, the University of British Columbia.
This is away from here, huh?
I mean, it's not this neighborhood for sure. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's dated yesterday.
Thank you. Thank you. I will pull out a like a 20 spot and my card with like a pager number on it, and I'll hand that to her. And I'll say, if you see anything else, if you hear anything else, uh, give me a call.
Yeah. Well, is it a like a independent journalism card or is it a no Roboro card?
No, I think it's a like uh it just has my name and the number. I think it's
Okay.
real plain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Doesn't look like a cop thing because I definitely would have given her a card, so she knows it's not that.
Okay. Uh, yeah. If I think of anything, I'll give you a call.
I will say, uh, my name's Jackson Crick, and yours is?
Iris.
Okay. Well, Iris, you give me a call. I may be back through this area, and if I am, I'll check in on you, okay?
Sure thing.
And I'll let Hennessy do spooky stuff.
We can hope that Hennessy can do spooky stuff. So yeah, while this is going on, does he find said busboy?
Yeah, yeah. So you find this guy Jeff, and he is, I don't know, maybe early 20s at most. He looks like maybe a football player, or at least that's what he used to be. Maybe that's still how it goes. Um, and um, yeah, I think like you
Wait.
asked,
Does he look like university kid working, or does he look like peaked in high school?
peaked in high school,
Got
and
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And I think the first person you ask, you know, says, "Oh, I think he went home," and they don't explain why, but they're obviously going to say because of the bloody fucking murder. Um, but I think the second person you ask, directs you to the hotel bar, and he is in the corner, nursing a beer.
Does he look jittery, or does he look like really
I mean, he
mess?
looks less jittery now than he used to be. All right.
You're right.
Uh, Definitely has the feel of someone who has been, just told to hang out here for the rest of his shift, and that is kind of a you were working, you'll get paid, but you're not doing anything.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think if Hennessy finds like a convenient closet or something to duck into, um, or even like a public restroom nearby, I think this is where he's going to, like, one of those only for one person, like not with a bunch of stalls in it, right? So he's
Mhm.
going to lock himself in that particular room, and then he's going to like concentrate and do his thing to discorporate and see if he can go into said busboy and try to
Yeah.
get memories.
That's what we're gonna hope for anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So the way this works is
So you're
you
gonna
leave your.
roll a d20,
Yep.
and you're going to want to get equal to or below your will.
Which is 13, I believe.
And best case, so if you succeed, you're going to spend one will from your current will.
Hmm.
Um, that's the because you're at dawn in the doom phase, and everything is, we won't say cheery and happy, but much easier than it will be.
Much easier. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So. Please go low. Sorry.
No
Sorry.
more 20s.
I
Which
have to
dice?
panic. I have to panic because yeah, which dice is could be really really rough. Okay.
Does the witch dice room remember what it did to you last time? And
We'll see. I don't know. So yay. Okay. 7. So,
okay,
yeah.
are you in Tango Silver Mist or are you in a different one?
Oh, I no, I'm in a different one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Um, so 7, you said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
So
so you're
taking
in
one.
spirit form.
Yep.
You can see, it says most people can't see or hear you.
Mm-hmm.
You can pass through physical objects, but can't interact with the world.
Yep.
Your vessel loses D4 body for every shift left empty.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're just doing this for like an hour or two, there'll be no
Yeah. This
problem.
Yeah. This is
Um,
just for right now. So I mean, like again, passing through the door of the closet or the restroom that he's in, and then seeing the busboy and
mhm,
like temporary possessing
yeah.
him.
So, like, this is a television show, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we see that shows us that this is what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, like you see it from Hennessy's point of view, where it's like you've got like that shimmery like outward, framing for his point of view as he approaches like the busboy's back, and then like you will see his hands like reach in and then like kind of go in through like reach into the kid's shoulder blades and then just dip, and it like goes black for a second, and then it goes as if we're in the kid's memory now, like we're the kid and we're in his memory of like grumbling about taking out the trash or whatever the memory includes.
Yeah. Um, and so like you lift your head and then you just access that memory. You hear someone shouting at you that you're such a dumbass, right? Um, that trash was supposed to be out hours ago, apparently, right?
Yeah.
Um, and the you go through the door into the alleyway. It bangs off the brick facade out there. Rings, echoes through the alleyway, and you step out into the fresh snow, and you step almost into the body on the way to the dumpster because you're you know, not really looking where you're going. You probably have your eyes closed against the sleet that's coming down. Um, and yeah, you see the half a body that's there uh, in a better state than the photos that you saw of the crime scene. Um, Even if that's like the difference of an hour or so. Um, and I think as you look down, you get this kind of fog come over your vision. It like it's not actual fog, it's not a mist, it's like a tunnel vision, and it focuses in on this black star on the body.
A
And I
tattoo?
think a tattoo, yeah. I think that's not evident for the first moment, but like you focus, and I think
Hmm.
Jeff had been focusing and like what, and then yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a black star in the small of her back, and then you feel this heaving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Basically it's like the sensation is like like, and we can hear the sound, and unfortunately, and then that's where we see the stumble of Hennessy slash busboy going into wherever in the sleet and just like retching, and then probably screaming and doing
yeah, yeah,
whatever he
yeah.
does and seeing what he sees. And but
Um,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Hennessy caught the black star tattoo.
Um,
But
and I and I almost imagine like there's some kind of um effect on Jeff's body, like as he's reliving this, he starts to almost get sick uh, now and present with you occupying his body.
uh-huh. I mean, maybe he sputters like on the bar, like like he's like holding it in, but he's just like he's kind like we can see him like just kind of like whatever, and then like he's holding it together. His hands are shaking, and when he opens up his eyes are like bulging a little bit, like that bloodshot look that you get like after you yarf. So yeah, I mean, like it's like as if he's again just physically reliving what he saw. Um, and yeah, I mean, like Hennessy's still in there, and then like just kind of combing his memory for anything else, like trying to get like a perspective of like what he's seen, what he heard, like anything else that he's getting from this memory, from this scene.
Um, yeah, I think there is not much else. I think, he dropped the bag. He's like wiping his mouth. He's stepping back into the doorway, and I think maybe um, it's closed behind him. Um, and he has to knock on it. Um,
I think he's actually pounding on the door. He's like, let me back in. Like he's
yeah,
like
yeah,
screaming against it and pounding, you know. It's like, and then like he's just being incoherent, as if somebody opens up the door and says like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then yeah, it's he's a hot mess. Like this
yeah,
this poor
yeah,
guy, poor Jeff is a hot mess.
yeah.
Yeah, and Hennessy's like like hearing this kid's mouth, like saying all this and spluttering, and like that corner of Jeff's mind that's Hennessy is just like Black Star tattoo. What the fuck? Like just like trying to go through like his own mental database of like, do I recognize that? Do I know that? Like, where what what does it mean? That sort of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And if he can, he will drop. Like, he'll shift outward and like kind of like back out of the memory and back out of Jeff, and then we see like from his point of view again, but this time he's backing out, he's reaching out of Jeff's body, and then he's backing through the wall and then back into his Tom Revis form.
Yeah, and I I don't know how long you will have been like doing this process, but
Hmm.
maybe like when you come to, you
Hmm.
have a slight taste in your mouth of that sick,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And then there's someone pounding on the door. Hey man, come on, some of us are
Sorry,
waiting.
sorry, got sick. Sorry, and like, and it's like he can totally like totally do that, and like he'll make a convincing sound and then flush the toilet and stuff like that, and then he'll come out and like immediately go to the bar and like go get something to wash his mouth out with,
Yeah, yeah,
regardless of what time it is.
yeah. Well, it's the sun is over the yardarm somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's like it's 5 o'clock somewhere. God dang it.
Okay. We have blasted through the hour, so how about we take another break?
Cool.
That's good.
Okay.
Uh, so I'm interested in seeing how you guys compare notes on,
Yeah, I
especially
think it
Hennessy.
is me looking around, eventually finding Hennessy,
Hmm.
and kind of got my little reporter's notebook, leather cover out, and kind of sit down next to him and say, "So what do you got?"
Like maybe
A
maybe
beer, right? A beer in front of him.
yeah, like no, I'll slide a beer like in front of him. I mean, because like basically what Hennessy got to wash out the taste of crap out of his mouth
Uh,
is
I'll slide it back to you. I don't drink, thanks.
oh, sorry,
No,
didn't
that's
mean to
okay.
assume.
No, that's okay. It's a logical assumption. I mean, look at me.
I just hey, I
Anyway,
mean,
so what'd you find?
girl had a black star tattoo on the small of her back, and like he'll try to draw it, like as he remembers it, like he'll draw it on a napkin or whatever to give to Jackson. Does that look familiar to you?
Not off the top of my head. Did he say whether it was a fresh tattoo? Like are we talking long-standing one, or was it raised like with welts, like a recent tattoo?
Like Hennessy will close his eyes as if he's trying to remember, right? Is it like was it
Yeah.
fresh or was it old?
I think it's a little bit faded with age,
Okay.
which
Okay.
would suggest, it was, a teen tattoo at the very
Okay.
least, or maybe not great quality.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Um, Anything else? How the guy is the kid okay?
Rattled like you wouldn't believe,
Okay.
and just kind of like stares down at the end of the bar, where the kid's probably like he's still freaking the fuck out.
And I wonder if, Jackson is a journalist, right? And he's had plenty of awkward conversations with sources, right?
Right.
And I think you would imagine if in your place you'd had this conversation with this kid, he would be looking at you or studiously not looking at you, or there'd be some kind of connection. And there doesn't seem to be anything like that between him and Hennessy, right?
All right. I will make a note of that.
Yeah, I mean, like Hennessy just like kind of looks down the bar at the kid, and then we'll like look back at the back of the bar, and then like take a swig of his own beer.
Yeah, rattled. So I've got a physical location clue, and I give you the a rundown what my witness saw, and I will say, why don't you finish that up?
Yeah.
Then let's go get something to eat to get that beer off your breath. And why don't I check out the coffee shop? And if it's right by University of British Columbia, maybe you go in and talk to like student affairs or whatever and ask if anybody's missing, and you can use that black star as you know, a point of reference. Does that sound reasonable?
That sounds great.
Okay. And we will. I will go and we'll get something so that it doesn't smell like he just had a couple of beers
Oh yeah,
before we
sure,
go and
sure,
talk
sure.
to these people.
And I think Hennessy will tell the bartender, it's like, hey, pass this beer along to the kid down there. Looks like he needs it. Like the beer that Jackson didn't drink.
Yeah, 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 sure.
Yeah.
Your own beer you finish, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, once Jackson said it's like, once you finish your beer, it's like wonk.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah,
one big swallow, and it's like he's dead.
yeah. Okay, so um, you head off to the student union, or I don't know if there's campus police or something like that. Um, Head off to the cafe, which is close to campus, right?
Hmm.
Right. I mean, like,
Um,
if we were able to stop off at a place that had like, you know, breakfast or something like that, then he would have made sure to get a sandwich that he could have like put in a lot of hot sauce into, and then like scarf that sucker down to mask his breath, or garlic, whichever. So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, all this place has to offer you is like a mean cheesecake, right? Or hell, it's near a student campus. I think they have exactly what you're looking for. Hair the dog, or something with a lot of pork and hot sauce to make
mm-hmm.
you wish you were dead, right?
Mm,
Um,
that
so
Hennessy.
Fair.
tried it, didn't stick.
Mm. But
um,
Jackson doesn't need to know that yet. It's like
yeah.
it's fine.
Sorry. The divvy up is someone's gonna kind of talk to people here,
Yeah, I'll
and
go
someone else
talk
is gonna.
to the coffee shop, the
Yeah,
cafe, check around there, and then Hennessy can hit the campus
Yeah.
sure.
to get the sort of the official line because he looks more professional, or at least grumpier,
Yeah.
to talk to authority figures.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean,
yeah.
worst comes to worst, like, he still has like, Tom's old credentials and then can like flash those if need be. Um, just working as a consultant these days and such, and but like, just do the whole shtick
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
know, asking
Yeah.
for info.
Yeah. So I mean, guys. We're talking about afternoon, right? It's maybe a little bit
Hmm.
after lunch. It's still pretty crowded in the cafe. You know, maybe these kids don't have classes to go to. Maybe they do. You know, there's probably even some people who are staff on
Yeah,
here. It's kind of
and so you
right.
want to hit up, the baristas, the servers, that kind of thing. Ask about yesterday, show the receipt around, people that looked out of place, anything unusual on that. I want to see what I can get on that score.
Yeah. So I think it might even. I'm not sure if this is too early for that, but maybe the name of the teller or the barista is on the receipt. Um, and yeah, it's like, well, you get them up, and it's like, well, yesterday it was just like a regular Wednesday. I mean, it's slowing down a little bit, holidays and all, but
Would have been a guy, maybe looked a little bit out of place. I kind of describe how they
like it
how they would have been dressed.
could have been, I don't know, a post grad or like a lecturer.
I'll show them the receipt, show them the order. We could think back.
Listen, how many? I don't even know how many coffees I served yesterday.
You guys have security cams? I'm just
Here?
asking. Just asking.
Uh, are you in insurance or the cops?
I say, I'm a reporter, and this guy's, and I kind of pause and I say, he was seen in the vicinity of the dumping of a body yesterday.
Ooh, wow.
And
Uh,
I say, it's pretty bad. And we're
okay,
trying
well,
to,
if you ask
anybody
the,
who would have given you a weird vibe.
I mean, like, weird for here? No.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, like, bunch of regulars, bunch of people I've never seen before. They're all much of a muchness, you know. Listen, if you ask the manager, he'll say, "Oh yeah, we're fixing those CCTV or whatever," but they haven't worked for years.
Yeah.
Uh, shit, like killed someone?
Yeah.
Do you know who?
We're still working on that. Anything you've heard around campus, anything unusual? I mean, you get to pass through on stories and such.
Nothing I would have thought pointed at murder.
I'll show her the black star symbol. You ever seen anybody with this tattoo?
Uh, well, you know, some assholes call that a target reticule, right?
That's rude.
Yeah. But I mean, stars aplenty, but
Okay. Well, look, I'm gonna give you my card. You hear anything, see anything, and I drop a hefty tip for the coffee.
okay,
You give me a call.
sure.
Okay.
Uh,
And I'll kind of let that go, but look around the area and stuff and wait to see what Hennessy finds from kind of talking more professional sources.
yeah. Um, so are we heading to like campus security
Yeah,
or yeah,
I
okay.
think campus security first, just in case anybody has reported any weird incidents of like first any incidences of like harassment or like any kind of like stalking things or whatever, even if it's small ish, and then ask about anybody missing. So
Yeah. So yeah, there's a bored security campus guy who is polishing off not his first donut of the day, seems like it. How can I help you?
uh yeah, hi.
This is not the campus housing office.
No, I'm a consultant, uh, ex blah 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 PD, and I'm helping with a possible case.
But you're in Canada now.
Yeah, yeah. This kind of falls into a bit of a strange jurisdiction, I know.
I mean, it's
Just
another country. It's not a strange jurisdiction.
strange case. Let's put it that way.
Are
Been
you
sent.
writing a book, or are you like a LARPer?
Excuse me.
Okay, no, no. Tell me what you want to know.
Wanted to find out somebody of interest was if there's any incidents of harassment or stalking on campus, and if anybody's been reported missing lately.
Well, harassment, that's a long list. Hazing, all that kind of stuff that we see a lot of that. But missing persons, that is a pretty short list. Any kind of looks for a file underneath the desk and pulls out this ring binder and, shuffles forward. Okay, so we have this one. We passed it along to the police. Um, uh, Elisa, one of those names. Miller. She's a student. Her roommate reported her missing yesterday evening. Uh, uh, Anthropology. Yeah, that's what I got.
Uh, can you point me in the direction of uh, her roommate, her lodgings, and I can ask to see if it's the possible victim?
Uh, uh, yeah, I mean, so she had, oh, yeah, her address is in the West Point Gray. So it's like a bus ride.
Okay.
Uh, but not a terrible commute.
And does any of the harassment or stalking incidents have to have any correlation with Eliza?
I don't know. That would require some real research by me. Yeah, listen, I'll have a look, but I guess if you talk to her roommate, she might know more.
Yeah. Um, that'd be great. Let me give you my card. If you do happen to check and see that you see repeated incidents reported by Elisa uh, under harassment or stalking, can you give me a call? And he hands off like a very similar card to how Jackson has it, like
Yeah.
just the plain name and a number. You know, that
Okay.
that'd be appreciated.
Yeah.
Or pager or whatever. I mean, like how we're getting in touch with people in this locale, right? So, but yeah, simple card, and
Okay.
you know,
Sure.
I appreciate the help. Thank you. Uh, yeah, so gets the address or whatever from the security guard and such, um, and we'll take it back to Jackson to meet up with him, and then give him the scoop about where this is and who we need to talk to. What's the name of the roommate?
Megan McBride.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go talk to McBride,
Yep.
see what she has to say, see if she has any identifying marks that we can track.
Yeah. Let's save on your gas and let's take the bus. Maybe we'll see something on the way.
Sure, sure. Whatever you want.
And then Jackson, I mean Hennessy will look at Jackson and say, "You okay?"
Yeah, no, yeah, we want to take the bus. I'm good with that.
All right. Sometimes, and he'll kind of say this without looking at you, just kind of like looking off in the distance. You know, sometimes you can get an idea of what kind of places people inhabit when you watch where they travel.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think the obviously the bus is kind of favored by students who aren't paying through the nose for on-campus accommodation, but maybe picks up somewhere a little bit more down rent um, that has this bus route. Um, but that said, it's not a bad neighborhood. The building itself is seems to be basically student level, a lot of two-bedroom apartments there, pretty well kept, but not outstanding in any way. Um, the the apartment you end up in is uh, relatively well decorated. The storage heater is really fighting a losing battle though. And Megan McBride answers. She's got, I guess, a short pixie-ish haircut, wearing like a rumpled tracksuit T-shirt. Um, like gives you a look like, who the fuck are you? As she opens the door.
Yeah, I mean, Hennessy will try to be as, as unassuming as possible and just say, Ms. McBride,
Yeah,
hi, I'm Hennessy. I'm one of the consultants looking into
you're
your.
fucking cops.
No, I'm ex cop, retired. And this is my colleague, Jackson. He's a writer,
Not a cop,
not a
I
cop.
say.
And
Well, obviously, my surprise is that if you were cops, you fucking showed up.
We
can
heard your roommate went missing. What's going on? Tell us the story.
Come on in.
Okay.
So I guess in like the hallway going into the apartment proper, there's some uh, like hip hop posters, um, some kind of promotional posters of some grunge stuff. Um, but yeah, a lot of books piled on the kitchen table. Um, uh, I've been living with Elisa for like 2 years now. So this is not like her. But to be honest, it's like she's been kind of going down a spiral these past few months, I would say. Um,
spiraling how?
like into weird shit. Um, like she's doing this course with this grad supervisor about, I don't know, weird shit. Like you can see it in her room, whatever.
Do you mind if we
But
take a look?
yeah, go on.
Okay.
But like started covering up, like wearing long sleeves, that kind of stuff, and definitely like a lot of fresh ink, like weird shit. Like I don't know anything about it, but it looks, weird.
Okay.
Listen,
You,
I studied tides and like liminal systems and all that kind of stuff. I don't know anything about anthropology, but
we'll pass over the star image. Kind of look over at Hennessy. Do you recognize this tattoo?
oh yeah, but she's had that forever.
Okay.
Before she started this weird shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you have a name for this grad student? Or is that, should we just get that out of our stuff?
Oh, she just calls him like DC-3, which sounds like a plane, but he's got some fucking long-winded English name. I don't know. It'll be in there for sure.
Overdresses?
Uh, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen him, but like with that name, I would say
Hmm?
so.
Anybody else that she hangs with that you would put in her circles?
Oh yeah, there's Alex, who's like doing the same course as her. Alex Franklin or something. She's pretty cool.
Okay.
But you know, Alex, she's not
Yeah.
she's not an unknown like this DC3 guy.
Yeah, we've hung out. Like she's like been studying with Elisa for a while, and she comes over and we just, you know, shoot the shit or whatever. I think she lives on campus, but I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, like knock yourself out. Like I'm sure she won't mind.
And I kind of look at Hennessy because and he has the cop stuff. He knows how to toss a room. He knows how to find stuff. So I'll kind of like nod for Hennessy to check the room out,
Yeah.
and I'll say, "You need to sit down," to this young woman.
Yeah.
I'll say, "We were called in by an investigative agency in the local area. There was a body found yesterday. We're going to be meeting with the uh, mortuary team later, but at this point, we have every reason to believe that the body of your roommate was found earlier today.
What? What? Sorry. What do you mean?
We have strong reason to believe that your roommate has been murdered.
I mean, she just left on yesterday. Yesterday's Wednesday. She just walked out.
Can you tell me anything else about what she did in the last 24 or 48 hours that any kind, anything will help?
I just assumed like she was. I don't know what I assumed. Like she didn't bring her purse. She didn't bring
Oh,
like her jacket. Um,
but you saw her leave, right?
yeah, yeah. She like walked out.
And that's
Uh,
unusual for her to have just left that stuff behind, right?
yeah. Like I guess I assumed she was like going out to I don't know, meet someone at the door or pick a package up or something like that, but like not to go somewhere.
But nothing else in the last few days that you would have said, okay, that's a change in her pattern, her behavior, schedule, unusual calls or anything. I
Well, like I
mean,
said,
you
I
say
think she's
she's kind
been,
of been weird, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Out of like above board, above table, it's like, since Jackson knows how she was found, like, will he ask Megan how she was dressed when she just left?
Yeah, but we'll get the full details on that in case there's been a change. Yeah.
Yeah, she was just like wearing her regular clothes, like her stupid fucking sneakers, like um the usual.
And what kind of sneakers did she wear?
You know, these pink ones that she's always wearing. I don't know.
Chuck Taylors?
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
guess.
And I'll get that. Well, I'm going to drag this on to let Hennessy have a full chance to do whatever he wants in that room. But
Yeah.
what I want to do is sort of at the end, I will say, is there someone we can call to be here with you or is there somewhere you can go
Yeah, yeah.
have somebody around? Okay. And I'll do the full, I'm trying to be good reporter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you go into the bedroom, um, it looks like redecorated is the wrong word, but it looks like a lot of stuff has been like torn off the walls and just shoved in the corner. Um, and then like the walls themselves are like written on. You have a lot of occult symbols, iconography. I would say almost precisely matching that which was inscribed on her body. And something maybe that you haven't seen or like you haven't identified it as such is that there is this big black maw consuming things. Like something is consuming the world, like dissolving it into nothing. Um,
Is it okay? So does it look like all of the things mushed together, like, written all over each other, like make it look like the maw is created by all this stuff? Or does it look like all the stuff, all the iconography is being sucked into this blackness that she created on the wall?
I think it's both. It is that these things are calling this destructive force into being, but they are also going to be consumed by it.
I'm just saying this like, as, as damn. Is Hennessy getting any sorts of weird feelings about it just by looking at it?
Um, I mean, it's super fucking weird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, but like maybe maybe the feeling you get is almost like the same feeling Jeff had when that fog comes in on his vision, like something that's going to overwhelm him.
So basically, like the same type of presence in the alley.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Now, I guess elsewhere, right, you're going to find some books authored by Charles Daniel Cartier, sorry, the third. So I guess this is, DC3. And a discarded Polaroid on the floor, which is face down, showing, uh, I guess, someone you will identify as, or you, yeah, I think you'll identify as Lisa hugging Megan, the roommate. And yeah, in that photo, she's wearing those pink shoes.
And he mumbles, shit. Shit. He'll take the book. Does the book happen to have a one of those
A dust
fly
jacket with
leaves?
an author
Yeah,
photo.
dust jacket. Right.
Yeah, of course it
Of
does.
course. Yay.
That's totally how this works, right?
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
nice.
yeah, and I think um, the book is maybe from a few years ago. It says he's like previously an adjunct professor in Boston University. Did his postgraduate in Hull in the UK. Um, no mention of British Columbia. Um,
How many books? Just one or several?
A couple, yeah.
What are the titles?
I would have to make something up now.
That's
Uh,
fine. I mean, it's like, dutifully occult.
yeah. So there's one on, and this is, definitely one of those that would be, like this probably got 100 copies printed, all of which went to libraries because who else was going to buy this book? And it's
Uh,
about nihilistic strains in Bronze Age Minos, right? Um, is the first monograph, and the other one is about is maybe co-authored with someone, and it's about uh, the links between ritualistic sites, um, as in mass graves, and the epic poetry of the early Iron Age, right? So it's definitely another niche subject.
These like graduate theses and shit. I mean, God. I mean, it's the only reason why it would be printed like multiple times or whatever. I mean, or vanity pressed. But does he look like one that would foot the bill for a vanity press?
It doesn't look vanity press, but you have no idea how terribly niche anthropology monographs can get, right?
True, right? No, I don't. And Hennessy definitely wouldn't. But I mean, like, does the guy look like somebody that is how Iris described? Like,
Um, I mean, obviously for your author photo,
you're gonna get dressed
you're
up
gonna
anyway.
dress up, but also he's probably um, not quite as well shaven as you imagine he might be for such a photo. Um, Obviously, he's kind of dressed in a suit or like tweed or something like that. So, um, yeah, it's not impossible, but again, you'd probably have to see him in the flesh um, to like peg him for what Iris said.
And basically, it's like you said, graduate, right? Like we didn't see anything about doctor candidate or whatever.
Well, I think yeah. So he's this book says he has a doctorate from Boston University. So it may be that it could be that maybe the flatmate doesn't really know what his deal is.
Ah,
Um,
especially if she only
Maybe,
knows him as DC3.
yeah, yeah. Um, but
Okay,
at that level, he would certainly be staff. Maybe he's supervising grad students. Yeah.
okay, got it. Hmm. Yeah, but that and the shit on the wall is not pleasant at all. I think that's the picture that we get because then I think if that's the closing scene, I think we see the back of Hennessy like with one hand on his head, like just like looking up at it, and then it's almost like his form is at the center of this weird swirling miasma on the wall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's something like you look up and um, you have this otherwise pristine ceiling, but there
Mm-hmm.
are black stars in
Yeah,
some kind of strange unknown constellation up there.
exactly. And he's looking at all of this and just saying, shit.
Anything to add, Lowell, before we close out?
no, no, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll wait till Hennessy is ready to leave, and I will say, okay, well, we know who we track down next.
Yeah.
Does Jackson say something like always the anthropology majors, or is
No,
that far too genre savvy?
that's Lowell, the
Yeah.
anthropology major, saying that.
Uh,
Does well, actually, I think Hennessy will actually bring out the couple of books, especially one with the picture, and we'll hold it up and say, "Have you seen this guy around campus?" To Megan.
different departments. Sorry. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
It's okay, we take the books?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, I think she says she has family who live other side of town, and she's just gonna tap out and
Yeah.
crash there. But
Good.
she gives you that home number just in case you hear anything that will, um,
If anything changes.
anything changes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And don't come back here until we can give you the okay,
Okay.
just in case.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let us wrap it there for tonight. I'll stop the recording and we will do our quick debrief. Okay.